Today, as part of our affordable yet comfortable Texas travels, we're at Lake Corpus Christi State Park, located 35 miles northwest of Corpus Christi. The cabin rental is $50 per night, and we're staying for 2 nights, arriving late Friday afternoon and leaving Sunday morning just before noon. I have an annual Texas State Park Pass, so all the daily fees are waived. The pass costs $75 a year. This is the park entrance, where you'll check in. Make sure to book your reservations online ahead of time, as there are only a handful of air-conditioned cabins available. Once checked in, you can drive into the park, which has plenty of spots for both camping and day use. We're heading to our cabin now to get settled in. When choosing a campsite, I like to use satellite imagery to scout the area. What drew me to Cabin 3 was the abundance of trees behind it, likely home to plenty of wildlife. Dalila and I love sitting at the picnic table, watching the animals and soaking in the bird songs all around us. I have to point out that this is the kind of ambiance you just can't experience when staying at a nearby hotel. Most of these buildings are screen shelters without air conditioning. Bringing a powerful fan could help you get some sleep at night. This spot is perfect for wildlife watching, with plenty of park benches and bird feeders scattered around. The ground is blanketed in native grass, adding to its natural charm. We visited the castle viewing area, a lovely and relaxing spot to take in all its beautiful sights. You definitely should stop by, bring a portable chair, and spend some time unwinding while enjoying the scenery all around. Once we got settled in, Dalila and I hopped in the truck to explore the park and see what it had to offer. We came across a fishing pier and plenty of hiking trails. I'll share a short clip of what we discovered while wandering through this part of the park. This is our first evening at Lake Corpus Christi State Park, and it's such a pleasant place, with our cabin nestled among the mesquite trees. After checking in and getting settled, we sat at the picnic table listening to the birds sing. Then, Dalila and I hopped in the truck for a sightseeing tour around the park. We turned off the radio, rolled down the windows, and left the air conditioner running, creating the perfect atmosphere, cool air inside, and the sound of bird song drifting in. It's still warm outside, but the breeze makes it comfortable. We spotted some deer today, and there are many more beautiful sights to come. We got back to our evening ride exploring the park and made our way to the other side, where we found a loop with pull-through camping spots. They seemed perfect for RVs, offering water and electric hookups, though I didn't notice any sewer connections. There was, however, an RV dump site for emptying black and gray tanks. I keep wondering why the aerial photos don't show any grass. I see plenty of grass and wildflowers, but the satellite image shows only dirt. I'm not sure how old the image is, but I was here about 30 years ago and remember there being grass then as well. Maybe these photos were taken during an extreme drought. During our journey, we came across another fishing pier. It was well lit, and I do keep a fishing pole and tackle in the truck. But it had been a long day, and I still had other things to take care of. Both fishing piers have fish cleaning stations with running water. We're heading back to the cabin now and we'll pick up our tour again in the morning.
Just got my morning coffee. Yes. Good morning, and we're on our Texas tour, traveling affordably but comfortably, and we are in Lake Corpus Christi State Park, and the cabin here is about it is $50 a night. Now keep in mind I have a Texas State Park pass that limits the daily activity entrance fees, and so whatever the cabin cost is the only portion I pay. Everything else, access to the park, is all included in my annual membership, which can be purchased for $75. And this morning we're taking it easy. We're sitting at the picnic table. We had our showers, and I will be showing you that shortly. We bought one of those shower tents and put a shower in it, and then we got a little RV potty in there, so well worth the investment, not having to go to the public bathrooms. But we'll get back to you. Got to keep this thing under.
Back in April, we stayed at Inks Lake State Park. And one thing we didn't like was that the cabins had no bathrooms. During that trip, I came up with the idea for an outdoor bathhouse tent. Later, when we stayed at Falcon Lake State Park from Monday to Wednesday, the restroom was still very busy. There were 3 brothers, each with their families, and between them, they had 10 kids. Add in the cheap, non-absorbent toilet paper, and you quickly end up with clogged toilets and messy floors. At 65, I'm still surprised Texas state parks haven't realized that this low-quality TP likely costs more in the long run due to cleanup needs. Kids aren't used to non-absorbent TP, and in my experience, it's a problem every single stay. The toilet is an RV-style unit with 2 sections. The top is a freshwater tank where we drop in a scented treatment pod, and flushing sends waste into a black water tank. When it's time to empty, you just remove the top tank and take the black tank to an RV dump station or a toilet. On the other side, I set up an electric shower that uses a 2.5-gallon collapsible bucket for fresh water. The kit includes a water heater, temperature gauge, submersible pump, and adjustable shower head. The pump is rechargeable, but the heater needs to be plugged in, so you warm the water before placing the bucket in the bathhouse. The shower worked great, and I even added a collapsible stool. Overall, we were really happy with how well this setup made our cabin stay more enjoyable. Here's a look inside the cabin. The first thing I noticed was the air conditioner, which was like the ones you find in hotel rooms. There are 2 twin beds and a makeshift table. Not all cabins come with the same furnishings, so when I choose a site online, I always check the pictures they provide. From the photos, I saw this cabin had no chairs, so I tossed a couple of folding chairs in the truck. I also bring an extra table for my camera and kitchen gear. My cooler can go down to 5 degrees, but I set it to 32 degrees to keep ice cubes while preventing certain items from freezing, which I store on a high shelf. I wanted to share this video of cliff swallows, which are very active around these 2 day-use areas. We spotted them at the castle, busy caring for their young. They likely have several nests under the canopies that shelter the picnic tables, probably choosing these spots because they're shaded by trees and the roofs stay cooler than those in direct sun. I also put together a video showing their nests and babies, which I'll share after this clip. along with some other clips from our stay here. Delilah and I decided to visit what I call the Castle Overlook, perched on a hill with a view of Lake Corpus Christi. We made our way to the upper-level observation deck, which offered beautiful views of the surrounding area. To our surprise, we discovered several cliff swallow nests, each with young chicks inside. The swallows seemed accustomed to humans and carried on with their daily routines. We watched as both parents took turns guarding and feeding their babies. At 65 years old, I had never seen anything like it, and it was a real treat to witness. Seeing the parents share the care of their offspring was heartwarming and reminded me of how some bird species lay their eggs in other birds' nests. I don't believe the host birds are unaware of this. Rather, they seem to understand that the life inside the egg is innocent. They continue to incubate the egg and later feed and care for the hatchling. Fortunately for the birds, this added responsibility lasts less than a year, while for some species, it can last a lifetime. On a return visit, Delilah and I sadly found a young cliff swallow dead on the ground, and one nest had a hole punched through the bottom. It's unfortunate that some people can't simply watch and appreciate nature. Once confined to rocky canyons, cliff swallows have adapted to human development, now thriving under highway overpasses and bridges as their modern strongholds. The structure we're in sits in Lake Corpus Christi State Park, built between 1935 and 1936 as part of Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal. During the Great Depression, when unemployment topped 25%, it created jobs and left us with parks we still cherish today. For me, it's a cool, shady spot high on a hill with a stunning view of the lake. On a summer afternoon, the breeze off the water feels amazing. Delilah and I just sat there, soaking in the scenery and enjoying the peace of nature. While out on the trail looking for something interesting, I came across a wildlife viewing area. All the bird feeders were empty and seemed like they hadn't been filled in a while. Up on a high limb, I spotted a bird. I lifted my camera for a close-up and realized it was a kind I didn't recognize. My first thought was that it wasn't the most attractive bird, but with things being slow, I took a few more photos and even shot a short video. The whole time, I kept thinking no one would pause to look. It felt unfair to judge the bird that way and wrong to dismiss it just because its looks weren't as striking as other birds.